Okay, so just sitting comfortably cross-legged or straight-legged if you prefer, on a block or on your mat. Let's just lengthen up the spine and let's release the shoulders. So let's have a couple of shoulder rolls here. Good, and then turn the palms up and just open the chest. So with a nice long neck, eyes closed or open, let's draw our attention to the breath. So don't necessarily change how you're breathing, but just think about where it's coming from. We want it ideally to be down into the diaphragm and the abdominals. So if you've been racing around and it's up in your shoulders and your chest, try to just send it down. Think about the breath starting now to become longer and slower. And just one more time. And then open the eyes, lovely. Taking the right hand to the floor, let's start to release into the shoulders and the waist, looking up, inhaling. Exhaling, coming back. Lengthening up on the other side, inhaling. And exhaling. Super. Couple more. Inhale. And exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's just come to the pelvis. Hands on the knees. Let's just go into some short range pelvic tilt. So up on the tailbones there, take a breath in. Breathe out, scoop under, roll. And this is more of a stretch than an abdominal contraction. Lengthen up, breathe in. You will obviously feel some engagement as you exhale and roll into the abs there, but primarily releasing the back and the pelvis. And let's have a couple more. And then last one. Sitting tall once again with the chest open, just staying where you are. Let's release into the neck. So sitting tall, turn the head to the right, tuck the chin in ever so slightly, and then bring the head back through center. Inhale. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, coming center. Exhale, turning left. Right even, sorry. Inhale, come center. And exhale to the left. And then come to center. Let's take the legs out in front and just give them a bit of a shake there. And then sitting tall on those sit bones, can we just circle the wrists and the ankles, please? Get some mobility through those joints there. And the other way. Good. And then taking the hands behind you just to stretch through the chest. Transfer the weight into the hands and extend through the back there. So your eye gaze is up to where the ceiling meets the wall. Stay lengthened. One more breath here. And then transfer the weight forward. Super. Let's bend the knees and let's come into butterfly. So soles of the feet together. And you can just have a bit of a limber there through your hips to start. And then please press down on your inner thigh and hold. Tip forward through the back if you like. And then uncurl the spine, leaving your left leg where it is. Take your right leg out in front. We're going to do a forward fold. Let's stretch up, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, gently. And then just smoothly curling up. So we don't want to hold it just yet. Stretching up, inhaling. Exhaling, forward folding. Reaching towards the foot. Breathing steadily as you draw back. Let's have one more moving. Inhale up. Exhaling, reaching forward for that foot. Drawing the hands back with a curved spine. And then we're going to hold this next one if we can. Lengthen up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Taking hold of the foot if we can. If not, the ankle or the calf, whatever you can reach. Your spine is curved. And as you're holding that stretch, just use the breaths to help deepen the stretch. So breathing in, and as you breathe out, try to relax a little deeper and find a new position. Good. And again, breathe in and breathe out, pull a little further if your legs and back allow. And then keeping your spine curved, hands on the legs, walk them back up slowly. And then give both legs a shake there. And let's try that on the other leg. So bending foot inside the leg, just wherever it feels comfortable. Stretching up, inhaling. Exhaling, forward folding. So just coming slowly through the move to start. Pull your abs in as you unroll. A little bit like if we were doing a standing roll down. We'd use our abs to support us. Inhaling up. We'd move slowly through the stretch. And then we want that nice segmental control of the spine as we draw back. Head comes up last. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward fold, lengthen and reach. And uncurling slowly. Restacking, we're going to hold the next one. Inhaling up. Exhaling, over we go. Taking hold of the foot, the ankle or the calf. Just seeing how that feels. I can feel I'm stiffer on this side. I'm going to use my breaths. Taking a breath in. As I breathe out, pulling deeper into my stretch. And breathing in. Breathing out, pulling deeper into my stretch. One last time, breathe in. Breathe out and pull. And then walking the hands back up the legs slowly as I restack my spine. Giving those legs a shake. Let's take the hips and the spine in the opposite direction now. So bring that left knee in, cross it over to the right side, and then let's hug the leg and rotate. Lengthen up the spine, look over the shoulder, have the shoulders relaxed. Just breathe gently through that stretch. Let's stay on this side, but ease off a little bit. Cross the arm over now and use that as a lever to push and come a little bit further. So can we get the shoulders a bit further? Maybe the neck and head also ease a little bit further without straining. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And release. And unwind there, give your legs a shake. Let's change sides. In and across. Hugging the leg first, so not overstretching too soon. Hands behind, turn, and look over the shoulder. Have the shoulders relaxed. Have a little bit of weight in the hand that's behind you. Breathing softly, slowly, and evenly. Easing off on the arm, turning to the front. Taking it over now, creating a lever and pushing further and deeper. Last breath. And relax. Well done. Legs out, give them a shake. Let's come onto the back now. So coming the length of the mat and then rolling down and popping something under your head if you want it. Block, cushion, ball, whatever you've got there for a little bit of support. Let's just bring both knees in and draw a circle into that lumbar spine. Get some movement through the lower back and circle the other way. And then feet and knees are together on the floor. Arms are out with palms up. Dropping knees to the right side, turning head to the left side. Breathing into drop. And out to lift. Going the other way, breathing into drop. And out to lift. Let's have a couple more. Breathing into drop. And breathing out to lift. Just one more time there. Breathing into drop. Got a plug out here. Let me come in before I lose you. Breathing out to lift. Oh, that's better. And then coming into center. Can you let one knee drop to the side and extend the other leg away from your body? So we've got the foot out inside of knee, inside of thigh. Holding your elbows, come on over your head into a nice deep shoulder stretch. And arms might get to the floor, they might not. Just really feel that stretch around the shoulders, letting the chest open. Take some quite big breaths through the abdominals. Feel the hips open. Making sure the pelvis has not rotated. On your next out breath, arms coming back over, right knee coming back up to center. Can we draw the left leg in? Drop the knee to the side, extend the right leg. So switching legs, foot on the inner thigh or the inside of the knee. Maintaining the neutral spine. Float the arms over the head. And relax. So feeling that stretch under the armpits, around the shoulder girdle. Your back has probably gone into extension, and that's okay. Rib cage may be flaring. And we're breathing into diaphragm and abdominals. On the the next out breath, pull down on the abdominals, bring the arms and legs back to center. Staying with the inside of the thigh. Pick both legs up. Butterfly stretch here. Holding the ankles, soles of the feet together. Little sway if that feels good. If it feels better just to press and hold, then just hold. If you want to progress, hook the fingers round the big toes. Separate the feet but keep the knees bent. And again, rocking or holding, opening the hips. So better to be pushing the knees down towards the floor rather than trying to stretch the legs at this point. And then holding still. And now that the hips are more open, can you take your legs maybe just halfway into extension? If they're happy to go all the way, then great, go all the way. And you might want to hold in this extended position, but if it feels nicer again to have a little sway, go there. So using gravity and a little bit of resistance to open the hips, stretch the inner thighs. You're probably feeling that down the hamstrings as well. Can they perhaps go a bit further? I can just start to straighten mine now they've eased off. I'm going to take one more breath in. On my out breath, I'm going to bend my knees, bring my feet back together, bring my knees in and feet to the floor. Well done. From here, I'm just going to take my back in the opposite direction. So I'm going to take my feet hip width apart, heels quite close to my bottom, and I'm just going to rock through flexion and extension of the pelvis. So you don't really want your rib cage to lift. It might lift a little bit on extension, but you don't want the ribs to lift on flexion. However, if you can let a bigger arch come under your back, then your bottom ribs may well lift, and that's okay. But this should just feel like pain-free rocking on and off the sacrum, releasing the lumbar spine, releasing the hip flexors. Just one more there. Super. Okay, keeping our feet hip width apart. Take your arms out to the side now and a nice relaxed hip roll from right to left. Let's get these hips really open before we go deeper with our stretches. Going to come slowly onto one side and over onto all fours. So take your time coming over, set yourself up on all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's start again from the pelvis, just as we did on our back. But this time you can roll further up the spine into cat. Release the pelvis again and come to neutral. Into cow if that feels okay. So extension, neutral, flexion, and back again. All the time just breathing steadily. One last time. Come to neutral spine. Let's hold a rotated stretch. So I want you to take one hand, doesn't matter which one, and thread the needle through the hole and drop to your ear and your shoulder if that doesn't place too much stress on your neck. So just holding in this first position, you should be feeling a stretch around the back of the shoulder that's on the mat. If you feel supported enough, take the other hand up and around the back. So you're wrapping it around your waist. And then as you breathe through that stretch, see if you can rotate a little bit further through the spine and the shoulders, provided it's not irritating the neck. One last breath here. So thinking about coming out of this slowly, the arm comes up to the ceiling first, then it comes over, you take your body weight on that hand and pull through slowly. If you want a cat stretch there before you go on to the other side, have a cat stretch, and then just set yourself up on the other side. I'll turn so that I can still see you. Going to thread needle through the hole, ease gently down onto the shoulder and the neck on that side. It may not feel the same as it did on the other side. Get yourself in a reasonably comfortable and supported position. Then bring the arm up and around the back of the waist. So just taking a couple of breaths in this initial first position. And then start to think about easing the shoulder back a little more if it will go. And I can feel one of my shoulders is a bit grumpy on this side. It was okay on the other side. Close your eyes if you wish. Relax everything you can. Weight is into the floor. Let's have one more breath here. Taking the arm that's behind your back up to the ceiling, bringing it to the floor to support your weight, and pulling through. Well done. Let's put the knees out to the edges of the mat, the toes together, and sit back into an extended child's pose if you can. So head and chest to mat. Arms extended, just melting into the mat. As you're breathing into that stretch, can you perhaps push your bum back a little further? Can you perhaps extend your arms further away from you? Hold here for 3 more nice long slow breaths. Walking your hands in slowly to the side of your knees. Support your body weight. Uncurl from the bottom to the top of your spine. Super. Coming forward onto all fours. So let's come into downward dog. Make sure your hands and feet are on the mat. And if you've got a block or a cushion, push it out of the way. Tuck the toes under. Lifting the hips. Pressing back into downward dog. And holding. And then whilst we hold the arms and the spine still, just gently pedal your feet. We start to lengthen the calves and the hamstrings. As your feet are moving, push your chest a little bit closer to your thighs. Lift your tailbone a little bit higher. And then press through both heels and hold the stretch, but not the breath. So heels are towards the floor, but it doesn't matter if they're not touching the mat, as long as you've got the stretch there. Can we transfer forward into plank. Adjust your hands if you need to. Hold here, long spine. Holding the posture but not the breath. Head in line with spine. Squeezing into the glutes, pulling the tummy in. Slowly dropping to the knees. Release the toes. Hips coming to the mat. Chest and chin. Breathe in. Breathe out. Extend to cobra. And hold. Breathe in. Breathe out, slowly lowering all the way down to the mat. Tucking the toes under. Pressing into the hands, coming back into downward dog. Adjusting hands and feet if needed till we feel the stretch and we feel that most of the weight is back into the legs. So holding rather than pedaling if you can this time. Can you focus on opening your chest and drawing your shoulder blades together? Just get a really deep stretch through the shoulder girdle. Coming forward to plank. Adjusting hands and feet if necessary. Holding, but shallow, steady breaths. Neutral spine. Squeezing glutes, engaging abs. Coming down very slowly. Knees, hips, chest, chin. Breathing in. Breathing out to cobra. Breathing in. Breathing out to come back down to the mat. Toes under. Pushing up and back. Let's hold here. Let's try three-legged dog. Go with the right foot first. Take the right foot off the mat, bend the knee. And then stretch your toe up to the ceiling if you can. And then try to push your left heel down. Hold. Breathing steadily. Super. I want you to bend the right knee. Draw it in towards your chest. And then with a little bit of effort, push it forward. Adjust yourself if you need to. Want it between your hands ideally. Doesn't always get there without a bit of assistance. So coming where the right foot is forward and the hands are either side of the feet. Placing the left hand on the floor, rotating and opening the chest. Up on the right side. Two straight arms. Back leg straight if possible. As you're breathing into the stretch, think about your hips dropping lower towards the mat. Couple more breaths here. Come on down slowly. Stepping back again on your right foot. Back into downward dog. Well done. So again, adjust your hands and feet if needed. When you're ready, bend your left knee. Extend that left leg up towards the ceiling, as straight as you can comfortably get it. And then press the right heel down. One more breath here. Drawing the knee in, and with a bit of momentum, take the left leg through. If it needs assistance, assist it, and place your hands either side of that left foot. And then just let your hips drop down a little bit into the center. Maybe take the back foot further away. Rotate and open. Looking up. Breathing into it. dropping the hips a bit lower if they've started to give. Let's have one more slow breath in and out here. Then start to bring the arm down slowly. Stepping back one last time on your left foot. Transferring forward into plank. Dropping softly to knees, hips, chest, chin. Good. Let's come up one last time into Cobra and just hold. So let's stay here a bit longer. Now our back is nice and warm. So I'm just looking towards the skirting boards. We don't want to really throw the head back on this. One more breath in and out. Slowly lowering down to the mat. And then pushing back into child's pose with the knees out and the toes in. So let's try extended arm child's pose first. Breathing into it. And then just to relax the shoulders, if it's not too uncomfortable, draw your hands to your ankles. Maybe you want to turn your head to one side or leave it down. But just let everything feel relaxed. Nice rounded shoulders after they've been extended. Couple more breaths here. Hands coming to side of knees, support the weight. Uncurl the spine. Good. So working in kneeling, let's come up. Have our knees parallel, our tummy in, our shoulders down and back. So let's look at prep for camel. I'm just going to move back a bit because I'm pushing my head off on the camera. So we want to just sway back first, gently. So let's go one arm up, one down, and then just see if you can touch one heel. Slowly. And then come back, arms in front. Other way, reach, inhale. Touch the heel. Exhale, come on back to neutral. Inhale, extend. Let's see if we can hold here this time. Can you maybe put some weight into your hand and foot and go a bit further? Now sometimes your back's not happy doing that, so if not, just stay up a little bit more upright. And then let's come up, not place too much load on the back. Let's go the other way. Back we go slowly. So fingertips to heels, the weight is in the knees. Then just dropping some weight into the hand and foot if your back allows. Holding. Brace your abdominals to come back up. Good. Drop the arms. Just give your back a little bit of a release there. And then let's try both hands if we can. So, hinge through the thighs first. Brace the abdominals. Place one hand down. And then place the second hand down if it's not too stressful. Open the chest. Now do come out of this if it goes into your back. I'm going to hold for 4 more breaths if possible. So come out very carefully. You might want to sit down and then come forward. And then do what feels good there. Might be holding a cat. So we go back to flexion, or it might be child's pose. Good. Coming down onto your bottom. And so we've just been in extension. So let's relax over the legs and get some flexion back into the lower back, and just breathe into that stretch. Uncurling slowly. Let's stay with forward flexion. Let's come into pigeon pose. So we want to take the knees to one side, knee to toe. Come forward. Extend the back leg away and then lift the hips. Now, if you find then that your foot is sort of digging in your hip or your groin, just adjust the foot. Obviously, we want to protect the knees. So we're lifting the hips and we're coming onto the elbows or the hands level with that front shin if we can. And if you can get your head down on your arms or the mat, do. And it might feel good just to sway the hips gently from right to left and find out where you're tight. Now for a deeper stretch, if you feel supported, you can put your head on the floor and extend both arms away. That's quite intense on the hip. So obviously if you need to keep your hands or elbows underneath you for support, then leave them there. And again, we are just holding and breathing into the stretch. Maybe just have a gentle sway of the pelvis and find out which position feels best. More breaths here. Walking the hands in slowly, supporting the body weight and uncurling. Dropping onto the hip and changing legs. So switch them around the other way. Come this way so you can see me. Extend the back leg, lift the hips. And then just watch where that front foot is, not restricting the pelvis, coming onto the elbows first. Gradually bringing the head to the hands, to the floor, giving the pelvis a little sway. Extend both arms out. Get the chest to the floor if you can. Head to the floor, arms extended, or supporting under the shoulders and head. Walking the hands in slowly, supporting the body weight, press into the hands and uncurl. Come on down onto the bottom and bring those legs around. Give them a shake. Good. And then let's come back down onto the back to finish. So come onto the back and support your head if you need to. Bring both knees in. And let's just rotate that pelvis one last time. And the other way. And take both feet down to the floor and just slide the legs away. Arms down by the side of the body, palms up to ceiling if possible. Open the chest, draw the shoulder blades together round the back. Close your eyes. Draw your attention to your breath. Breathing through nose or mouth. So think about the air moving in and out through the rib cage, through the diaphragm, through the abdominals. The body is heavy on the mat. The arms and legs are heavy on the mat. And you give your toes a wriggle. Try to move them individually. Then just wriggle the fingers individually. And then lastly, circle the wrists and the ankles. And the other way. And then bend the knees, draw the legs in one at a time. Come on over onto the side of your body, and let's just hold here for a couple of breaths. Close your eyes. Be aware of this top rib just rising and falling. Gradually pushing yourself up to the seated position. Legs crossed or straight, however you feel comfortable. Lengthening the spine, hands are on the shoulders. Take a breath in. Breathe out, rotate slowly to the right. Come center, inhale. Breathe out, exhale to the left. Center, inhale. Exhale, rotate. Center, inhale. Exhale, rotate. Come center. And relax the arms, lengthen the spine, turn the palms up, close your eyes. Focus on the breath. Opening the eyes, bringing the palms together. Stretching up, inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, coming down. Into the heart center. Namaste. Thank you very much.